Hello and welcome to Inside Politics here on Universal TV Africa, UTV Africa. My name is Maduka Ujimadu. I'm your regular anchor, and what we do on this program is we talk about development in Nigeria, Africa, and the world in general. And today we have a very important topic on Nigeria's development. We're looking at regional development in Nigeria as a catalyst to its development. And my guest is a young Nigerian, a development consultant, and a politician. He was the youngest PDP presidential candidate. Should I say, he was the youngest PDP presidential aspirant in the 2023 general elections. And let's welcome Honorable Dr. Ugochukwu Williams. Honorable Williams, it's great to have you join us today.
It's a pleasure of being on Universal TV Africa today.
All right, so we're talking about regional development as a catalyst to development in Nigeria. And Nigeria's development, some people have said that it has been stunted over the years, especially since we started operating the state system of governance, discarding the regions. There used to be 3 regions before the Western region was carved out of before the Midwest region was carved out from the Western region. So it was the Eastern region, the Western region, and the Northern region. So the Midwest was carved out in 1964. But by the time the military struck in 1967, they retained that until states were created in 1967. Now, so many people have said the best times for Nigeria were those days that we had regions. The state structure hasn't helped things. Do you believe that the best of our developmental times were those times that we had regional governments?
Yes, and when people say that, I think they are correct because during that time, when we have the regional government, you could see a lot of development that we had in the regions. You talk about our railway, they were functional. You talk about the industries. They were in the northern part of Nigeria, like the cotton industries in the northern part of Nigeria, they were functional. And also in the southeast, you could see that then the regions, there were competition between the eastern region, this northern region, and the western region. So there was much development then compared to today that we have 36 states in Nigeria and also the 37 FCT.
Yeah.
So there are anyone that when people argue that or said, I think for me as a person to I'm in support, I'm in line with that.
Okay, because one could remember the granite pyramids in the north.
Exactly.
The cocoa industry, cocoa house was built from money from
the cocoa from Oyo State and Ogun State, and these are today. Cocoa building is still
it
was the first skyscraper in
Nigeria, yes, multi-layer building in
Africa and also in Nigeria. So till today, it's still standing tall there.
And the southeast, you could talk about palm oil,
of course,
industry.
And even in Oyo today, in Ibadan today, Cocoa House is still the tallest building. So you can tell that you can see the benefit of the regional government
as at that time
still standing.
Okay, so yes, it's obvious now that we can't have regional government brought back into our structure. So many people have said that's not what it is. Of course, if you do that, you're taking away a job from the boys. But we've seen developmental commissions for different regions being set up. Nigeria now has 6 geopolitical zones. And some people have said if we're going to have regional governments, probably we should just dissolve them into these 6 geopolitical zones. But the best we have now is developmental commissions. We have the Niger Delta Development Commission.
We have the Northeast Development Commission, and right now they will just have the president just signed to law the Southeast Development Commission. Yes.
So, could you say that these development commissions can become the next best to having regional governments?
Yes, it could be because if you look back, if we remove corruption, which have eaten much in our system in terms of good governance for our people, regional development commissions like Niger Delta Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission, and now the Southeast Development Commission has a lot of role to develop the regions. In fact, the main purpose of creating these commissions is to develop the regions and help the federal government in using that as a catalyst to bring faster development to the regions, helping the local government and the state. Already we have the local government on its part. We we have the local government on this part too. But the region,
The state government.
yeah, the state government on this part. But the regional development commissions would definitely bring a lot of infrastructural development if properly managed. For instance, the Niger Delta Development Commission, which was created during 2004, 2002, 2003, during the Niger Delta Obasanjo or thereabout, was created because of the agitation from the Niger Delta. The oil region, no development, no infrastructural development, and the federal government, okay, let's create this development to act independently on infrastructural development in the region. You can say in the last, NDDC is over 10 years, and you and I can see that and analyze so far they have done. All of us know so bad they have done and so good they have done.
And someone could say that's a negative advertisement for
the commissions.
The commissions.
Exactly.
They are just means of
but for me,
corruption.
For me, I could say that was our first commission.
Okay.
And we know that they have made a lot of mistake. What we need to learn from the mistake,
okay,
to be able to build up on the new commission that have spring up, like the Northeast Development Commission, the Southeast Development Commission. And mind you, we're also doing all this commission based on agitation. We are not doing it as a people coming together and say, we want a regional development in this region. What is the best approach for us to do this? But we are doing it based on, there's an agitation, there's an insecurity in this region. For instance, Niger Delta Development Commission was created because of the militancy in the Niger Delta. Northeast Development Commission was created because of the Boko Haram activities that have eaten up a lot of things in the Northeast.
Northeast, yeah.
To help rebuild, create infrastructure. Now, Southeast is being created because of the agitation in the Southeast, marginalization, the IPOP challenges, and the challenges of insecurity in the last 4 years or 3 years. So now, for me, it could serve as a good catalyst for development if properly managed.
Okay.
If we are sincere, there is sincerity of purpose for why they are created. We leave it to the handlers, the commissioners, who will be the MD, the managing director, the commissioners, and I pray that for the Southeast that is coming up, that federal government will not leave it in the hand of politicians, all politicians who are not developmental minded.
Yeah.
If you have developmental minded individuals minding the affairs of these commissions, definitely there'll be regional development. There'll be less burden on the federal government. What are you talk about road infrastructure. You can build a road from the 6 states in the Niger Delta.
Yeah.
Through the commission, the fund of the commission. A super highway can be built within the region. You can
to create connectivity,
economic haulage of goods and all that.
To stimulate economic development.
Stimulate economic activity in that region. Apart from that, you can also create a railway. You can build a railway that can connect the six states. These are doable. If you look at the budget of NDDC, for instance, you see that this is achievable. But corruption is not allowing that. So it is actually workable for us to have region commissions that will aid proper development in these regions.
Okay. Now, if you take the Niger Delta Development Commission and the Northeast Development Commission as the examples, you would see that they are more or less interventionist in nature, in the sense that the federal government channels funds to them. We've seen the Niger Delta Development Commission. Well, yes, there's corruption, but we've also seen them run projects within the Niger Delta.
They have done well.
And then also, we've seen the Northeast Development Commission reacting to disasters within the Northeast, bringing in relief and others to them. But do you think probably these commissions should be set up for all the 6 geopolitical zones so that they will just not be interventionist agencies, but also serve as a fulcrum within which the states can cooperate, pool resources together to develop, and also probably get some counterpart participation
funding
from the federal government or from foreign agencies?
I think if we're, for instance, everybody, so many Nigerians, even in the last election and prior to the last election, everybody were agitating for regional government, even the current ruling party, APC, one of their campaign strategy in 2015 was regional government.
Even though they don't seem to be in a hurry to
Yes,
get it
they are
done.
not, they are no longer, when they get it, when people get into power, all they said, they forget most of the things that they said. So regional government is one of the things every like-minded Nigeria who believe that there should be development is eager and projected. But because we need constitutional review, which need to pass through the National Assembly, the House of Rep, Senate, and also the state assemblies to do, is a rigorous exercise because of the kind of regions. We have different regions and different people from coming different background. In order to achieve that same goal we want to achieve, I think regional commissions like NDDC, like Northeast Commission, can be replicated in the 6 geopolitical zone. Now, government can actually bring the state government funding, reduce even, make it a pool fund for the states.
Okay, you mean cut from some of the allocations
Yes,
that go
from
to
the
the states?
Yes, put it back, bring it to the region to do some infrastructural, big infrastructures in the region. Like you talk about regional university, talk about regional hospital for the region that you can be a specialist, something that you get all kind of treatment that you can get. It can be a regional, like I said earlier on, a railway. It can also have a regional, international, a regional port.
Ports. Okay.
Yes, a regional port where we can, like what we have in Lagos, maybe like as big as the Apapa port. You can have it like in the south. If you look at, there is no region in Nigeria now that you cannot,
That doesn't have in the north.
Don't have,
but you can still have dry ports in the north.
Exactly.
In which case, the nearest port you could have either roads or rails to service them.
If we actually sincere to ourselves in infrastructure development while creating this commission, these things are achievable. It's a matter of bringing the governors together and say we are creating this commission. You can't create this commission without bringing the governors, the local government, who are stakeholders in this region, together and say, we are creating this commission for this purpose and this purpose. How do we fund it? State, we have to have a basket fund from the six states in those regions.
Practically all the geopolitical zones have six states, except the southeast that has 5, and then the northeast has 7.
Yeah, no, has 7. So now, whether they have 4 or they have 5 or have 6, it does not matter. But wherever, as long as it's in that region, the states in that region can actually have a pool fund, a basket fund, where development activities can be designed based on the fund available. And the regional commissions can also seek for funds outside the country. Infrastructure funds, seek for loan from World Bank, seek for loan from international bodies to bring critical infrastructure around development in these regions. These things are very doable because the states, for me, the state has failed.
The states have failed.
Local government has failed. So now, if we can use the commissions to achieve some goals that could be achievable, because if the state if we have states with governors who believe in their regions or who want to do, they will have formed a kind of regional collaborative fund or funding to do interstate railways, interstate connectivity, superhighways. They just contribute funds together to build it. You can award it to Julius Berger. You're doing 150 kilometers for us. For instance, in the southeast, in the southeast region, south region, these states are so much closer that within a range of 100 kilometers, you get to another state. It's not that you're going to spend. So you can say you're doing a 200-kilometer road. And how much will it cost? The state governors will look at it and say it's going to cost us 150 billion. How do we get it? The state governor can do a pool fund. Every year, each state in this region, you're contributing 10 billion. If you contribute 10 billion, let's say you have 5 states, let's say Southeast, for instance.
That's 50 billion.
That is 50 billion.
And you can design projects.
And
what 50
design
billion?
A 50 billion naira project.
And execute it.
And execute it in that year. In the next year, you do another one. Then by 4 years when you're living, the region is developed.
All right. Okay, we'll be going for a break, and when we come back, we'll still pick the brains of Honorable Dr. Ugochukwu Williams on this topic. Don't touch it down. We'll be back shortly.
Hello, amazing people. My name is Godfrey, Kelechukwu Godfrey, and you can call me K. I am a banker with over a decade experience with Nigeria's foremost financial institution, a certified financial educator, a young man with an acumen for business and financial intelligence. Let's just say I am the first financial educator you should have met and the last you'll ever need. I am the host of Money Matters with K on Universal TV Africa, where we discuss your money, my money, and the government's money. Without further much ado, let's get the show on the road.
All right, you're welcome back. And if you're just joining us, let me remind you, let you know that we are talking about the topic, regional development as a catalyst to national development in Nigeria. And my guest is Honorable Dr. Ugochukwu Williams. He's a developmental consultant and a politician. Of course, my name is Maddox Maduka Ujimadu. Now, in continuation, now, Dr. Williams, you've actually painted a rosy picture of how regional cooperation, maybe we should call it that, under the different regional developmental commissions can work. But there's no legal framework for this right now. There's no law anywhere that says it. Is this something that we could leave it up to the geopolitical zones, their governors and their political leaders to work out? Or probably should there be a constitutional amendment to it so as to see that this is done? And then the other plank of it is that we have different governors with different ideas, with different things they want to achieve. And then you can also take away the difference in political regions. There's no region in Nigeria that has governors from absolutely the same party.
Yeah.
The Southeast has 5 governors from 4 different parties, and it's not too dissimilar in other regions of the country. So is this workable by leaving it up to the governors to figure it out, or probably legislation has to come in, probably in the form of a constitutional amendment that will recognize the framework of these regional bodies?
We don't. I don't think we need a constitutional amendment, because we just created the Southeast Development Commission.
Yes.
And it was done by the National Assembly to create such commission. Now, other people from other regions can actually make those requests, put it into bring it to the floor of the National Assembly, pass first, second, third reading, and it will pass into law that the commission need to be created. Then they need to come up what is the need for this creation of this commission. The focus can be on, since we have this Northeast, we have the Southeast, and we have the Niger Delta, why can't we now have other remaining 3? So we now have the 6 regional development commissions. Then the president himself, in his own wisdom, has the power to also make a request to the National Assembly that I want these regions to also have the same commission like Northeast, Southeast, and the South-South. It's possible. You don't need that start going to amend the constitution.
So just subsidiary legislation on each commission.
Each commissions.
And their terms of reference.
Yes, when this is done, there should be a terms of reference and how they should work and what should be their target and their goals. Then, for me, if I'm president of Nigeria today, I will throw this line, because I know it will be a catalyst for infrastructural development in all the regions. And I will put them under my supervision, under the presidency, so that I will look at what they are doing and how they're doing it, and if they're meeting the goals and targets. Just like the local government today. If our local governments in the 704 local government are effective, every year, every month they have their money, like the Supreme Court has given a judgment for them to have their financial autonomy.
Yeah.
If we have achieved this over the years, a lot of infrastructural development will have been at the local government. So many people will not complain of the presidency at the federal, because the local government is effective. I can go to my local government and get a small contract of 5 million, 10 million, even as much as 100 million. A local government can do that. It depends on the capacity and how big and the economic
The viability.
viability of that local government. But every local government in Nigeria has potential to sustain and develop its area. So if that is done in the 770 local government, that is where Nigeria is. If you talk about Nigeria is not developed today, you're not going to talk about Abuja and Lagos. You need to talk about where everybody talk about is those local government, because that's what make up of Nigeria.
Yeah,
So if they're developing, that means Nigeria is developing.
Okay.
If the states are developing, Nigeria is developing. If the commissions have started building big infrastructures in these 6 regions, for instance, like I mentioned earlier, you now go to your region now, or you go to Southwest now, you now see a very super highway connecting Osun, Ogun, Ondo, Lagos, Ibadan, Oyo, and Ekiti. Connecting and Para, and Ekiti, connecting them together. You'll be happy. You say, wow, federal government is doing well. But it is not the Federal Ministry of Works that awarded that contract.
It is
the
regional
Southwest Development Commission that awarded the project. But who are you giving the glory to?
government.
You're happy that Nigeria is working. So that's how it works. And that is one of the strategies to bring fast development to the people.
Okay, you've mentioned a lot of projects that can be initiated and executed for the common good of each of the development.
Now, before you call, let me bring this to your notice too. Our commission should not be commission of I'm putting solar street light. I'm putting borehole.
Should be critical developmental projects.
Development.
Okay.
It shouldn't be we have put 250 solar street light in this place. How
And
much
we have sunk 2,000 boreholes.
2,000 boreholes. After 1 year, 6 months, the borehole will stop. But we need to see physical infrastructural development, like
Real sectoral development.
Okay. Talk about industries. The commissions can build industries. What are we talking about? What about farm? Engaging, giving farm implements, procuring farm machineries for the region. Now, if you talk about, let's say, North Central, now, North Central, talk about Northwest. These are farm areas. If Northwest Development Commission can procure machineries needed for rice farming, needed for yam, or for Benue, yam.
In North Central.
In North Central, yam, and other regions, other part of the state, procure these machineries. Everybody will be clapping for Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria, they'll say, go to Nigeria, see the kind of machineries they are buying, but nobody knows it is when we utilize these commissions.
Yeah, so like I was saying, you've mentioned all these different initiatives that can be carried out, ports, superhighways, interstate superhighways, let me also say interstate super railways.
Exactly.
But most of these things are under the exclusive legislative list of the federal government. So do you think probably there should be a constitutional amendment so that the federal government can now devolve a whole lot more of its powers now to the regional groupings that would then filter it down to the states?
Yes,
and local governments?
We can actually amend our constitution to remove these things from exclusive lists. Like most of those things, like power generation have been removed from exclusive lists. So it doesn't stop any commission to say it's building a power plant that will give us 50 megawatts, even if it's just 10 megawatts.
And so the states don't have to start grappling with generating electricity for selling.
Exactly.
Now, for instance, you could see practically every state is trying to build an airport for itself. So you see two states like Imo and Abia, for instance.
Why are you building two airports?
So if you have a good road, could be channeled to something else.
If you have a good road from Imo to Abia, from Imo airport to Umuahia, which is the capital of Abia State, it's just like 20 minutes.
It's a straight road. It's a straight road.
20, 25
point A and
minutes.
point B.
You're already there. So why are you going to build another airport there?
And so those ones can be channeled to something else.
Thing you can do there, like industry or even other infrastructure you can build in that state that will help in boosting the economy of your state rather than
Okay.
implicating
Okay.
certain
Quickly,
outfits.
in a minute, because I know you would have a bias for this. Of all the proposed commissions for the geopolitical zones,
Yeah.
the Northeast Development Commission is in swing. The Southeast just came on board. If you are in a position to give a few terms of reference, probably bullet points, not necessarily go into extreme details, what would you recommend for the Southeast Development Commission to be doing to to set the pace for the kind of achievements you want from the
region.
regions?
Okay, first of all, the Southeast has been always claimed, have been marginalized in these years.
Claimed to be marginalized or have been marginalized?
Have been marginalized in these years. And the region is the commission is created now. I think the Southeast people need to come down and look at what is our terms of reference. What do we really need
From this commission.
from this commission, and what do we want to achieve? So we need to look at it, brainstorm, come together, and come up the blueprint of what you want to do in the next 10 years or in the next 20 years. I think that will help them to be able to achieve the goals of the commission.
All right. I'm sure if we want to keep going on this topic, several hours will not be enough, but
Yes.
I believe we've been able to do a lot of justice to it today. Thank you so much, Honorable Dr. Gochukwu Williams, for coming on the program today.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure to be on Universal Africa TV.
All right, don't forget that you can get more on this program and even more when you go to our website, utvafrica.com. My name is Maddox, Maduka Ojumadu. It's been a wonderful time with you on Inside Politics. Let's do this again very soon.